What are you doing?
Welcome back to Nerd Thug Radio. Closing this show out, I'm the Captain Joey Savage.
I'm disgusted.
And I don't know what to do myself anymore.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
You literally were just stroking your gross baby face.
Lawyer.
Yeah, a lawyer.
All right, so this last segment of the show, we couldn't decide what to talk about, but you can catch us at facebook.com/Nerd Thug Radio. So at this time, we're going to turn the microphone over to Cory DLG, and he is going to take the lead, and this is going to suck.
That's right. This is yet another Cory DLG segment because almost all of them are. Always.
Go.
Because I'm the best ever. So there was a pretty horrific injury to start the NBA season.
Oh, my goodness.
The Cleveland Cavaliers, Boston Celtics.
Oh, dude, his leg was so messed up.
So, okay, before we get to it, Austin and I were actually having dinner, and the Astros game was on almost all the TVs. This one's on, and I didn't see the initial injury.
Me either.
However, the television work at TNT is so good that I actually told Austin something bad just happened on the court because they're just going to crowd reactions, and everyone on the crowd is wide-eyed, hands on their head, holding their mouths, holding their breath,
freaking out.
The players are all praying on the court.
Yeah.
So let me give a little backstory here for the listener audience. I know not everybody's a sports fan like we are, so there's a lot going on that needs to be appreciated in this.
Go.
The Boston Celtics, last year they pushed Cleveland Cavaliers. They almost threatened, but the Cleveland Cavaliers are just better. LeBron James goes to the finals.
LeBron James
loses to Golden State, who now has 4 All-Stars on their team. 3 Hall of Famers on their team. So Cleveland Cavaliers felt like, hey, if we just added one more piece, we'll go back at Golden State and for the 4th finals in a row, and we'll win again, and then it'll be 2-2, and we'll have a good little rivalry going.
Yeah.
However, Kyrie Irving says, you know what? I don't want to be here anymore.
I don't like you, LeBron.
I really think that's what it boils down to is he doesn't like LeBron James.
No, really, because think about it. When they drafted Kyrie after LeBron left, he was the man in Cleveland.
Yeah, but they were terrible.
But they weren't any good.
Right.
But
he was the man. So then when LeBron shows up,
now
he's like, hey, I'm the man.
Basketball Jesus has come back.
Right. I'm the man. Thanks for holding the rod. I'll go ahead and take it now.
Let's go.
And now we're going to win championships. So
which they did.
LeBron James brought greatness to Cleveland. So Kyrie Irving needs to shut up and say thank you.
Right.
But he can't do that. He wants to be his own guy, and I kind of get he wants to be his own guy, but he's like 9 years younger than LeBron James. Just wait. LeBron James has one more year on his deal. Win or lose, I personally think he's out to L.A., so you would have had the team next year anyway. It would have been your team. And you wouldn't have had to leave. You wouldn't be the bad guy. Anyway,
right.
He fits as a fit. He leaves. They trade him to Boston to a rival, and they get back
for their best player.
The other rival's best player.
Who is pretty darn good.
Isaiah Thomas and Kyrie Irving, I personally feel like are comparable. If you look at the stat line, there might be some defensive deficiencies in Isaiah Thomas. Kyrie might be a little bit better defender, but Isaiah Thomas is essentially the same guy. Also, Boston had just spent a ton of money to get a guy by the name of Gordon Hayward, who was the free agent to get.
From Utah.
So they signed Gordon Hayward, and they have Isaiah Thomas, and then they sign Al Jefferson. So they're going, hey, we're going to have Gordon Hayward, Isaiah Thomas, Al Jefferson. We have a pretty good 3. We're competitive.
We got a pretty good squad.
So then they turn Isaiah Thomas and Crowder into Kyrie Irving. They now got worse. They gave up a really good perimeter defender, and they basically swapped a guy, and they gave up a draft pick that's very important in all of this because it's not protected at all, and it's projected to be for a really bad team. More than likely, this will be a top 3 pick.
It's pretty good.
And they just gave it up.
Pretty good.
So now Boston says, okay, but that doesn't matter. We're going to beat Cleveland this year because we got Kyrie Irving, Al Jefferson, Gordon Hayward.
And
2 minutes into game 1.
And wait, before that, first game of the season.
Right.
Is Cleveland versus Boston.
Yeah, because
what a great start to the season. Cleveland, Boston, Golden State, Houston.
The NBA does a great job of scheduling things, primetime, important moments. Christmas, they know everyone's looking. They schedule a really good game. They do a really good job of scheduling critical games in interesting places that people will want to see. This is the right way to kick off an NBA season. Let's take 2 rivals. Let's take 2 potential rivals. Let's throw them in the ring.
No, there are 2 rivals.
Well, I mean,
in the Western Conference, I mean, it's the Rockets.
We probably
think
Golden State are the rivals. Golden State doesn't think about us at all.
No.
I actually probably think Oklahoma City is a bigger threat to Golden State than we are. But that being said, it was a great game. We won at the last minute.
Oh.
Kevin Durant makes a game winner. Too late, doesn't count.
So now get back to the Cleveland Boston game.
2 minutes.
2 minutes into the season.
2 minutes into the season.
2 minutes.
Gordon Hayward lands slightly awkwardly onto his feet. His body then kind of rolls over his ankles a little bit, and his left foot dislocates. His left ankle dislocates completely from the foot.
He also broke his what?
Well, you break bones.
Femur?
You break. I don't think
Tibula.
Yeah, because you break bones when you dislocate completely like that.
Oh,
because
my gosh.
the bones aren't meant to move that way.
So we were at like a fall festival for the school, right?
Okay.
And we go out to eat afterwards and to pick up the rest of the Astros game when they were losing.
Right.
And so they had the basketball game on. And all I see is hashtag pray for
Gordon Hayward.
Hashtag pray for Gordon Hayward.
J.J. Watt was praying for Gordon
I know
Hayward.
what
That's
it's like.
how bad. Yeah.
And I was like, man, what happened to him?
Right.
And so I get my phone out and I'm sitting next to Sadie Savage and I watch it and I was like, oh, okay. And then they pan the camera. I'm like,
Right.
oh my goodness.
Right. The whole foot essentially is separated from
Is pointing the wrong direction.
Right. It's separated from the leg at that point. Like if he'd have lifted his leg, the foot would have hung. That's actually how my leg looked when I broke
you're
that.
just
When
like
I was
Gordon.
No,
Pray-
well, I'm not an
pray for De La Guardia.
I'm not an $80 million athlete, but I at least know what
my
that looks
goodness.
like. It's being a dislocation is actually kind of a good thing. It's recoverable. He will miss this season though. He will miss this season. There goes Boston's playoffs right
Done.
there,
Done.
right there. Game
Done.
1. Now they're done.
I don't know. I bet they still sneak in.
No, because they gave up the defender and
They're still
Crowder.
going to make it's the Eastern
They're
Conference.
going to make the playoffs, but they're not.
No, they're not.
They're
gonna
not.
push.
Right.
They'll make it.
They'll
They're
make
not
it
gonna
great.
push.
Someone will see him in round 2 and blow him out in 6.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Right.
Yeah. So Cleveland just walks into the finals now
Who's going to stop
on
him?
a Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, who's going to stop him?
Nobody now. Nobody now. Post that injury, nobody.
Plus, Dwayne Wade.
Right. Well, 50-year-old Dwayne Wade.
Derrick Rose looked pretty good that game.
He did. It's going to be how long does he look that good?
Yeah, that's true.
The grind is going to get to
Accurate.
D Wade and Derrick Rose.
Accurate.
It's going to be about how they handle those minutes for those guys.
Accurate. True that.
Because they just need these guys to get them through the 2 months with no Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
And then they're going to feature Isaiah Thomas a lot because they got to get him back into basketball shape and they got to get those rotations figured out
Let LeBron just hang out.
before the playoffs.
Right. They're just going to take games off. They're just going to go back and forth.
They
you know
are.
what, Isaiah? This is your game.
They're going to, when Isaiah
Oh,
Thomas.
the Timberwolves are in town?
Right.
I got this.
When
one.
Isaiah Thomas is healthy, when he comes back, they're going to let LeBron, he'll play like 25 minutes for probably like a week.
That's
and then
crazy.
they'll start ramping it up again.
That's just
But
crazy.
yeah, man, opening day, 2 minutes in, season over for the Celtics. This is it. Like this was their centerpiece of their whole offseason.
He was the guy to make everything push.
Right. And the fan reaction, the crowd reaction, the whole stadium, all the players praying. You saw Boston Celtics players crying in a huddle.
Well, like LeBron went into his locker room.
Right.
And they're in Cleveland.
Right.
But like he went into where they took Hayward to like I guess talk to him or
Hey, man, keep your head up.
pump it up or
That was
see
actually
you next year.
It's a comment I made to Austin too about all of this. Is everyone's critical of this era of the super team?
Right.
Everyone's saying, "Oh, but these guys are just joining up because it's no fun to lose, so they're all trying to all win."
Yeah.
And I said that's not really what they're doing because if you look,
I would too.
Well, yeah. First of all, yes. First of all, if you and I were on a professional
That's why
league,
we put together the Nerd Like Radio.
Right, if we were-
awesome stars.
if we were in some kind of professional league and we could somehow join teams together,
Oh, yeah.
we would do it.
Obviously.
we would call agents and be like, "Look, we're gonna get the
Obviously.
same agent. Just get us
Obviously.
on the right." If there was any sort of sport the two of us could play together, we would have.
Next time celebrity basketball MTV comes around, we're gonna be on the same
Okay,
team.
deal. We'll be
Done.
the backcourt. Yeah. Also, you want to be the center. But so what basically happens from there is you could see LeBron James disappointed for their season.
Yeah.
Which means to me that he's competitive and wants to win, but he also wants to beat good. He wants super teams.
Right.
Have Boston build a super team so that I can beat them
Right.
with my super team.
Yeah.
So like it's not about. That's what I was saying. Is it's not just about for him. I just want to walk to rings. No, he wants to beat teams to rings, but he recognized that in this modern era of basketball,
Real recognized real.
you gotta have some friends. You can't
You
do it
do.
alone.
No, you can't.
I mean, when he was by himself, San Antonio schooled him.
Yeah, he went to the play or the
He got to the finals
like,
by himself.
What, 3 times in a row? 4 times in a row?
Yeah, and
Couldn't do it with himself. Needed some help.
needed some help. Got help in Miami. It looked a lot different.
Yeah.
Looked a lot different. Oh, all of a sudden I have quality players around me.
wow, this is
suddenly
great.
I win.
Yeah, we're doing it.
When you look back at that Cavaliers team that got it was I think swept by the Spurs.
Yeah.
It was an embarrassment. That roster. When you say to yourself
I
that
couldn't even
roster,
name you one other person on that squad.
Mo Williams was the starting point guard.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
obviously.
oh. Can you imagine the matchup? Like you're LeBron James, you're looking at the other 4 matchups. You're like, okay, I got to cover Tony. I got to cover Tim Duncan. I got to outperform Tim Duncan in the finals. I already know that's going to be a job.
Right.
Okay, so Mo's got Tony Parker.
Well, who's got Manu?
Oh, wait a minute.
And who's got Big Shot Bob?
Let's go back to Mo having Tony Parker.
Yeah.
Like, let's go back to that. Not going to happen. But so, yeah, the NBA season, they wanted to showcase these two teams, this great rivalry.
They'll showcase something special.
2 minutes in. 2 minutes in, they showcased a medical wonder.
Put dangling.
Yeah, dislocated.
And I don't usually like watching or seeing those.
I don't like
types
sports
of stuff.
injuries either.
And it caught me by surprise.
Right.
I was like, oh!
And I knew it was bad because obviously the fan reaction and the team, like I said.
Well, I knew it was bad when I saw hashtag
pray for Gordon, right?
Everywhere.
Well, that's kind of interesting.
Everywhere.
That's kind of interesting to see it from that point of view too. But
you don't know what's going on. I thought he died.
Right.
Like car crash on the way to the stadium or something.
Something happened. Something. A light fell out of the arena and onto him.
Not that he went up for a oop and came down and destroyed his life.
And TNT only showed the really far away cam.
Yeah.
Like they tried their best to show you what happened without showing you what happened. But yeah, it was really interesting to see the whole crowd react to that. And now their season is. How do you feel? Like, let's say you got 100. Let's say you got $6 billion in the bank and you buy a basketball team.
Right.
And you spend $120 million this offseason, and then you make that trade.
And your star player goes down in 2 minutes.
Right.
I'll tell you what I'd do. Couldn't tell you on the radio though.
Like, do you just send an email to the coaches and the GM and be like, hey man,
it starts with sixes in the Midwest. That's what happens to Joey Savage.
You go rogue. Do you
rogue.
think you just send an email and basically tell everybody, look, don't push anything. Let's just coast. 50 wins and I'm happy.
Yeah, basically.
I mean,
your whole outlook changes. At
right,
that point.
Guys. We're not going for a title now.
Yeah, we're not shooting there. Or do you think they're like, we can still do it? And the guys are like, no, we can't.
We got Kyrie and Al Jefferson.
Let's go to China and let's get some star players from China,
right,
and put them on the roster.
I mean,
maybe they can help.
So for sure they're getting an injury waiver on this, right? Like they'll be able to get that roster exemption.
Does Stephon Marbury want to come back and play?
He has a museum.
Allen Iverson, maybe.
Hang on.
I know he does.
He has a museum and a documentary in China about
him. They love him. Starberry.
Think about how badly his career ended in the NBA, though.
Yeah.
And then he goes to China.
Everyone
and
deserves
becomes,
second chances.
You're right. City of Philadelphia and China. That's where you go to get them.
That's going to wrap it up for episode 79 of Nerd Thug Radio. Don't forget the podcast is going to come out tomorrow at facebook.com/Nerd Thug Radio. And as always, Cory DLG.
Same Nerd Thug time, same Nerd Thug channel.
Hashtag talking nerdy to you.
I thought you were threatening me. I didn't like your finger guns.
I was. Lawyer!